Alright, so I am back, and today we're going to take a look at the Fanstoys Swoop figure. I got this for an incredible deal. It did not come with the translucent beak or the replacement wings. That was because I got them for like essentially about $100. So shout out to the guy that sold me that. Thank you so much for that. I really appreciate that. And you know, if Fanstoys wants to sell these things for a little bit cheaper and not include all the accessories, I think they move a lot more product. Not that they don't move a lot of product as it is. Anyway, so yeah, this guy is really big, really nice. Got lots of die cast. Let's see here. Let's get the gun out of his hand. Get the sword out of his hand. Gun off here. Alright, let's see here. We got die cast here. And here. Yeah. This feels like die cast. I'm going to say these feet are die cast, and this whole bottom leg here is die cast as well. So he's got a good amount of die cast. This guy is heavy. Heavy. Scoria, I'd say not as heavy as him. Now, I know I don't have a scale, so I can't sit here and tell you exact measurements, but I was just... He didn't come with instructions either, so I watched Skullface's review. So check out his review. Near the end of it, he actually does weigh him against Scoria, and I think he's heavier than Scoria. So if you're interested in that, go check that out. Like I said, I don't have a scale to do that with. Anyway, let's get into the figure. So he's got two of these. They are unique molds to each other. You know, a lot of times you'll see companies like cheap out and use the same exact mold, but they mirrored it here. So not that hard, but it's a nice touch. I think Planet X is one of the worst ones with that, where like you'd see the screw holes on the same side, which means you can't angle these on the wings so that the screw holes are facing in, so you don't see them from the outside. Anyway, so he's got the gold chrome here, black plastic, red plastic. Looks like a missile launcher, but it's not an actual missile launcher, which is nice. I love that because it gives you that homage to the original toy without actually making a missile launcher, which I hate. And then you can flip this in. There's a port right here. Just got curious, is that a 5mm port? It is not. Not a 5mm port. Alright, so you take these and you can plug them into the wings if you want. Just like that. And I believe... nope, no way to plug them in on the back. You can plug them in like... Nope. Guess not. You can take the sword here, plug that in here. Just like that, if you want to. Not too bad, but you can plug the missile launchers right here in the wings. But yeah, you can take this, flip the handle down, plugs into his hand just fine. Just like that, and then you fold the fingers around. And he holds it great. No issues on that part. It also comes with a sword, no batteries on this one, and I don't like batteries, or I don't like light ups for the most part, except for Shockwave. Shockwave needs it for the eye, I think. I need to plug that in. This one does not hold in very well at all, as you can see. But you fold those fingers around because they are so tight that he can hold the sword without an issue. So I'd say win-lose kind of thing. The sword's got the nice translucent plastic up here with the tint of red in there. Red chrome handle Looks a little bent. That might break. Yeah, that's gonna break, I think. That's not good. Don't like that. I don't like that at all. There's a little mold where it got cut off the sprue there. You can see it just kind of wiggle more than I would say is good. That is not cool. I do not like that at all. Alright. Let's talk about the figure. Head swivels. Up, down. It's got this hinge, but it kind of breaks up the sculpt. I don't like it too much. But it gets, you know, it works pretty well. He does have a gimmick where his face, you pull his face up, and then you're supposed to rotate this around. And I was messing with this earlier, and I can get it to about here before it stops turning. So I can't get it. And you can almost see the face back there. But I cannot get it to go out further, and I don't want it to be like my Bad Cube Bugs where I forced the face off and ended up scraping the paint. So I don't want to do that. But yeah, so he does have that gimmick. It's on mine, it's worthless. Wings can rotate back, and then they do have a little bit in and out here, and then there's another hinge back here, so you can go back a little bit further if you want. The wings rotate or articulate more, but we'll get into that later once you get him into bird mode. And I know he's not a bird. I'm being an ass. Nice screechy plastic here. Same on this side. Arms rotate up and down. There is a bicep swivel, double bend elbow. Works good. Hand is on a little bit of a rocker here due to transformation. Hand swivels. Just like it's not TFC without stress marks. It's not Fanstoys without screeches. Thumb is on a ball joint. But, you know, like most of the Fanstoys stuff, you gotta just tuck the thumb in if you're gonna use the hand. You can't. It usually doesn't fit around the handle of whatever you're putting in there. Let's try it. Oh, that one worked. Ha! There you go. Prove me wrong. Alright. So yeah, okay, never mind. Never mind. Each finger has 2 points of articulation with pins. Nice, tight, solid joints. Works really good. I like it a lot. You know, if you're going to articulate your fingers, do it this way. Don't do it with the ball joints because those will break. I'll just tuck the hand back up, just like that. He's got a waist swivel. The beak hinders it a lot. You can undo the beak and just have it flopping around if you want to get more posability, but it's not. I don't think it's worthwhile. Panel back here, panel up here, and then the leg rotates up. Goes that far back. So not very at all. In and out. Thigh swivel. Mine, these sections here seem to all plug in just fine. So I don't have an issue there. I know some people did, but mine fit just fine. Maybe this was like a second issue or something. I don't know. Ratcheted knee goes all the way back. I had my finger in the way of the other joint. There's a rocker and then an ankle tilt. It's got a hinge up here, 2 hinges up here actually, and get you all the way up there, and then there's another hinge back that can get you back like that. So, all in all, very posable, really nice. I dig it. And then he also does come with the stand. You can take this, plug this in here. Wait, no. Plug this in here. And then this piece, you take the right underneath. There's a port and a slot, port or plug tab. You just plug it into his crotch. And have him up in the air like that. Works good. I'm not a stand fan, so this is for me. Again, you know, it's like if he would have just came with the figure, the two guns, and the sword, and not the extra wings, and not this. You know, maybe they could have decreased the price. You know, $20-$30 or something. That's my argument there. Anyway, let's get into transformation, shall we? So let's see. Let's start with the arms. Flip this open. Tap the hands in. They rotate back. Close it up. Same thing over here. Just like that. And then you want to rotate the arms forward and then close them up. Now this one got really tight when I was transforming it earlier. So make sure you have a screwdriver handy so that if you need to, you can loosen up some of these sections here to help move that arm in and out. So just be mindful of that. Tolerances are not Fanstoys. They're not their best work there. Paint and plastic quality and all that other stuff, yes, but not tolerances. All right, so flip this out. You can open this up. Take the beak all the way up there, and then this will just tab into the side of his head. Tab into the side of his head, and then you can take the whole beak assembly, rotate it up, just like that. Pretty simple. Now, a lot of reviewers have, you know, they take this piece here and they fold it up, and then they slide everything in. What I discovered is you could just take the arms and just close it up. I don't know if there's like a major reason why we're being told to flip those panels out when you just squeeze it together. Seems to work just as well. So yeah, whatever. that's the way I'm gonna do it. Yeah. I don't know, maybe it's supposed to come out like this. No. Nope. Alright. So flip this panel up. Flip this panel up so we can just get a little bit more clearance in there. Pull this tab here out. Just like so. Hearing a lot of sirens in the background. Hope nobody died. Flip that up. Flip this up. These things are tight, so it's kind of... I always have this thing handy with Fanstoys figure. Flip that up. And flip that up. Just like that. Alright. Now, we've opened up all those parts. Take this piece here. Flip this up. Flip the heel spur in. Close it up. Heel spur in. Open. Rotate. Close. Just like that. Unfold the wings. Alright, now you want to rotate this piece here at this gray section here. Just rotate this up, and then this piece here rotates forward. Now this one, the ratchet that's in there was so tight and unmoving that I actually ended up having to take it apart and take the ratchet out. So now it folds up just fine. No issues whatsoever. And then this side still has the ratchet in there. It still gives me a little bit of trouble, but not nearly as much as this. I couldn't move this at all. I mean, it was not moving whatsoever. And then that was just tab in. There's two slots right there and there, and these tabs right here and here plug into them. So you just line those up and tab them in. There you go. Rotate the legs down. This little piece here comes down like this. Just like that. These can fold up. Fold up. You kind of just position these however you like it to. Fold the tab down, or the heel spur down. Fold that down, and then here you got the tail. Let out. And there you go. There you have Swoop in dyno mode. And he looks really, really good. I really like him. He's big, he's hefty, and he folds up he folds up really good. Just to kind of compare him, here he is with the MP car in bot mode. So you can see, he folds up pretty decently. And he doesn't look too thick either. So he's got the Bull's Fire Swoop beaten on that front, that's for sure. And yeah, really nice. Posability in this mode, he's got the swivel here. Head rotates at this pin here, and then there's also a ratcheted here, up and down. So gets a pretty good range of motion, not quite as full as I would like if it was like on a ball joint, but ball joints give out. The beak does open and close on a ratchet, which is nice. Nice gold chrome going on there. Nice silver chrome on the wings. They wings will rotate here, and then hinge here, double hinge here, and a double hinge here. Legs swivel. They hinge, and then the foot does yeah, this one rotates a little bit, but this one doesn't seem to want to. And yeah, and I would show them off in dyno mode against the other Dinobots I have, but I'm more I for one, and I'm sure you guys get this all the time with everybody else with those other dinos. I want my Dinobots in bot mode kind of guy. I mean, I like them. I like Dinobot mode or dyno mode, but for me, they were in bot mode, a lot. And that's just the way I want them to be displayed. Is bot mode. That's my preference. So I'll be comparing them in bot mode. So yeah, there you go. Excellent figure. Transformation is complex, but not over the top. So you fold the wings back up, just like that. Get them back into robot mode. Untab the legs. Rotate them. Oh, before you do that, you want to rotate this piece here up. Super tight. Super tight. And this piece here, you want to fold this over like this. just like that. Same thing on this side. No. All right. Pull the tail up just to get that out of the way. Rotate the leg down, and then you want to pull this gold piece here out, and then this whole assembly will pull this down here like this, and then this should, there we go, just like that. Not bad for only second time transforming it, right? Fold this piece here up, and it'll tab in just fine. This will fold down, tab in, fold down, and tab in. There we go. Same thing over here. So this was wrong, so you want to fold this down like this, and then like that. And then you pull this up, flip that down to keep it out of the way. This will come up, lock into place. This will fold down. Tab it in, and then flip this panel here up. Foot will come down, close that up, flip out the heel spur, out, close up, just like that. Alright. Angle the wings back a little bit, just kind of get them out of the way. Take the arm sections here, and you just want to pull that out of the way, just like that. Like I said, I don't know why you move those things. Maybe I'm doing something horribly wrong that's going to strip some joint in there and break it horribly, but as far as I can see, it seems to move just fine without having to move these pieces at all. All right, untab these pieces from the side of his robot head, and these things are problematic for me. There we go. Fold that down, beak folds in, and there's a tab here. I'll plug into the slot here. So you find that sweet spot. Pull those pieces in. Still haven't found that sweet spot yet. Alright, well, I guess it's not going to go in. It doesn't want to go in today. Alright, whatever. Still sits in there fine, and it's not like it's super loose or anything, so whatever. Pull the arm down, rotate, open that up, flip this forward, just like that. Ah, son of a bitch. go in here and just loosen that screw like half a turn. There we go. The problem now is that it it doesn't hold its place. So that's a huge issue for me. It bugs me to no end. To be completely honest, and that screeching noise. So I'm going to tighten these back up. And now it doesn't fall back out. Like, see, it still slides up just fine. It just, if you slide it all the way up, it's going to get caught. This is my figure. I don't know if this is, I don't know if he's been prone to it or not, but on mine, it sucks. It really sucks. I'm really irritated at that even more now than I was when I started this review. You can take the sword. We're going to plug it back here because that handle does not feel secure. Let's plug it into his back. Always do a little bit at an angle. I think it just looks better over his shoulder like that. And we're going to plug these into his wings. Just like that. There you go. Alright. So yeah, let's do some size comparisons. Here he is with the MP car in his bot mode. As you see, I mean, he towers over him now. Just absolutely towers over him. It's really impressive. I really like it. You just, I mean, that's exactly where he should be, I think, scale-wise for MPs. Bull's Fires worked for larger classics, not for MPs. And Gigapower are, don't get me wrong, Gigapower is the way I wanted to go. But they've only got one figure out, 2 versions of it. You know, will they get the rest of them out? Maybe someday, but I mean, Fanstoys is almost done with theirs. Here he is with Prime. You see Prime's just a little taller than him, so that works pretty well for Swoop. I mean, I've always said, you know, I like to have my dinos about the same size of each other. You know, if Snarl and Sludge are a little bit taller than Swoop, that's okay. But when it's like this is Swoop in comparison to a regular dino, then that bugs me. Like the Planet X Swoop, that bugged me, having him so much smaller than the rest. I know it's accurate. Don't sit there and tell me, oh, well, that's game accurate. Well, I know that. Doesn't change my opinion on it. I wouldn't have liked it in the game either. And here he is with Scoria, who I looked at a long time ago. I do not have a Grimlock, but yeah, I think these guys look really good together, and I'm very happy I have him, and the deal I got on him. I'm extremely happy on that. Cannot beat what I got for it. 4 rating on this figure. You know, paint is good, plastic quality is good, tolerances. Oh my god, the tolerances. Now, I don't have any issues here, but I heard a lot of people did. I've got an issue on this arm where I have to loosen up the joint every time I want to use it. Now, this feels a little loose. I wonder if I loosened something I shouldn't have. So I do not like this at all. The little heel spurs for the feet, that sucks. They suck to get out. The tolerance on the face. I can't get the face out to show you that feature. I tried unscrewing it. It didn't work. It didn't help at all. And then I also had to remove that one ratchet entirely because it was just hurting the figure. Or not letting the figure transform at all. And as you can see, like, of all the things that need to be toleranced really well, this one's not. And this one's kind of loose. So they should have put that heavy ratchet here rather than up here, where you don't have, like, the ability to move it right. So while I think he looks amazing, and I do highly recommend this because I think this is going to be the set to beat. You know, I mean, for Masterpiece, what we got? We got Bull's Fire, who's not going to complete. They got their swoop done, and that's it. He can work with Grimlock, but they're too small for Optimus. So they're out of the picture. Gigapower is really slow. And those are the only ones that are really, truly MP scale. You know, Toy World's larger chug, and they have their own aesthetics because they're a combiner. G Creations, again, larger chug, but they have their own aesthetics because of the combiner mode. And then you got Fans Project, which of course is chug, and they're in their own world scale. And then Planet X, which scales for Fall Cybertron figures. So these guys are really, when you think of it that way, these guys are really the only option. I know Greg out there loves his G Creations or Gigapower. And don't get me wrong, I love Gigapower. I wish I still had that figure, but I don't. And I think this might be the only way to go. Anyway, I recommend him. I think he's good. He needs a little TLC as you're playing with him. I hate to give scores like this to figures like this because they look so impressive. I have to give him a 7 out of 10. You know what? I take that back. I have to give him a 6 out of 10. I hate to do that, but I do. The tolerances, the plastic grinding, you know, other issues, you know, like these things, you know, I've seen other people have issues with those, so be mindful of that. But the tolerances make it so that, like, I mean, you saw how much pressure I was putting on the shoulder joint trying to pull that out. I mean, I had both fists closed pulling, and it would not come out. I had to unscrew it a little bit to pull it down, and then because it's the way it's set up, I had to screw it back in because otherwise this was too loose. That's a bummer. The feet being a little too loose, that's a bummer. I mean, total downer. And I gotta say, you know, and the sword, not being able to hold the sword, and then the sword handle being a little loose. Now that might just be my copy, but again, and I keep saying this, a lot of people say, oh, that didn't happen on mine. It's like, well, good for you. You know, that's great. I'm not bashing you because you got the good copy. I'm saying, you know, that's good for you. I only have this copy, and therefore my opinion has to be based on this copy. So unless it's a clear like QC issue, like this guy not having the screws in one panel, you know, that, you know, I can understand that. But for a $200 figure, they need to work out these tolerance problems a lot better than they had on this one. I know they're getting better now because this is an older figure, but for $200, I mean, the damn thing better be perfect out of the box. Perfect. I'm not saying near perfect or have a few issues here and there. I'm saying this thing better be fucking perfect out of the box. And look-wise, it is. It is the best representation of Swoop in plastic form I have ever seen. But the transformation, because of the tolerances, is so bad that it's just not fun. You know, you worry about things like this. I mean, seriously, that is... I mean, it almost... And the way the plastic's giving as it's going, it almost feels like it's ratcheted. That is... Unforgivable. I can't overlook things like that. They need to tolerance these things better. I am going to start doing repair bays on him, I think, when I have time, of course, and see if maybe if I could shave like maybe a hair of that plastic out, or maybe put some of my lube on there and see if that might soften up some of those joints to make it move a little bit better. But we'll cross that bridge later. In the end, it's a great figure. I do recommend it, but use extreme caution with getting it. I have to give it a 6 out of 10 because of the cost and the tolerances. I don't mind the cost if it's a $200 figure that you open up and it's like, okay, this is the best representation of this character that has ever been made and ever will be made. Tolerances are perfect. There is no issues whatsoever. I can forgive I can forgive a quality control issue like I said, like this panel not having screws. It's like I can forgive that because if I would have bought this new, I could have called up BBTS and said, hey, I didn't have screws in this panel, and they would have sent me screws. That would have been fine. But the only thing you can do about this a figure like this is replace the whole thing because of the tolerances and hope that the next one you get has better tolerances. And that's not something that's cool. Anyway, there you go. Fanstoys Swoop. I do recommend it. Just be careful.